So my question is more towards tournament poker, and how do you guys stay motivated during an inevitable run of bad luck? And I guess that's a two-part question. And does Twitch amplify that or hurt that in regard to staying motivated while you're playing poker?
Yeah, so, tournaments, of course, it's the one where you're most likely to just bust. It's just a natural thing that happens. But, for me, I bust tournaments every day often. I'm just shaking it off all day, right? But it kind of motivates me to want to keep playing them, actually, because I understand as a professional poker player that it's all about the long run, right? Like, yeah, I might not win on Twitch today, but I'm going to win on Twitch eventually. I'm going to win that Sunday million, one day. But, you need to understand, as a professional poker player, it's the long run. And, if I got a bunch of people watching me and I made a semi-deep run, it might make me want to register again and continue rather than let the crowd, die and go to sleep. No one wants to go to sleep. So, I think, yes, when you're on a downswing and then Twitch is with you on that downswing, like you just busted 10 tournaments in a row, it, kind of amplifies a bit and you don't feel as great about it. But, I try to spin the negative energy a little bit into positivity, and I'm like, you know what, the next one's going to be the one I'm going to be good at.
Yeah, it's definitely extra motivation, I think, Twitch, because a lot of those guys have been watching you for hours, and then they feel like it's kind of poker is an individualistic game, but because of the community and they're all following you and they're all it's kind of the feeling with you when you play. So when there's thousands of people watching, you don't want to let them down, and if you just quit, they're gonna be well, all the time they're gonna go to another awesome streamer, so it's okay, but still it's extra motivating because a lot of those guys are oh my god, I haven't slept for 2 days because you keep running deep and stuff, and I'm gonna be dying, and it's oh my god, I can't let this guy down, I have to play my best, and I have to keep trying the most. Where it would be only for myself, it's I kind of feel tired, if nobody's watching me and you feel a little bit tired, then you'll be you're more likely to quit than if there's thousands of people interacting and being really excited about every single of your move.
Okay, time for just a couple more, so show me a hand, somebody. Come on, cards up.
Yeah, I think we have a couple more answers.
Oh, hit us, Jimmy.
Well, I would say I'm the most experienced at the downswings on Twitch. 2016 was a really bad year for me, kind of different to Kevin's approach. I took a different approach with trying to improve in the game, in that I had some income coming in from the stream and stuff like that, so I was all right, I'm just going to fire. I'm going to play against better opponents than myself, I'm going to try and learn, and they crush me. And then the Twitch chat just throws some punches in there as well, So it's really tough, and I don't know what the answer is to why, I come back every day or why you have to. For me, I think it would just be passion, in that this is what I want to do with my life, So there's no other choice but coming back and doing it. But I don't think there is a universal answer for everyone. It's sort of just you got to get out there. You could strategize a little bit differently as well. I think Kevin's approach of really improving and crushing, you're going to have that steady line going up with viewership and your game for sure. I took the swinging route. So.
I appreciate that update.
One more thing there. Sorry, I can't just shut up. I talk a lot. What can I say? I actually feel losses kind of on stream can amplify the pain. If I was off stream clicking buttons and I lost whatever the amount is that I'm losing on stream, I probably would feel like nothing. But on stream, everyone's like, "Oh my god, you just lost $2,000. That's a month of salary." I'm like, all right, but it's 2 tournaments or whatever. It just is what it is. I think I try to look at it as there's a lot of losing in poker, and I try to kind of frame that for the fans, because if you're playing, you're gonna lose a ton. There's so much losing in poker. So I kind of try to use losing as a learning experience for the stream, and be like, hey, we're gonna play 100 tournaments. We're gonna not cash 85 of the tourneys. Maybe we're not gonna cash 80 if we're really good. right? Like, Phil Ivey is still going to bust out 75 of 100 tourneys if he ever plays 100 tourneys again in his life. So I think it's like one of those things where we kind of want to frame the mindset that I think is good, and just kind of roll with the punches and don't take the negativity too much. This is another one of those things, though, where I feel like we all react differently, and I've been watching plenty of other streamers when they make totally fine decisions and lose, and you can just see they're like devastated. They have 5,000 viewers, they're on a roll, final 2 tables, they're chip leader, next thing you know they're out 15th. Like, if you were off stream, that would be devastating. When there are 5,000 people who are all like, ha ha, like, that hurts, like there's definitely pain there, but I think all of us use that as motivation instead of, depression.
So is it safe to say that if you are thin-skinned, you probably shouldn't fire up Twitch?
I guarantee you all 5 of us are more thick-skinned now than we ever have before. Peaking and not caring about what people say. It just is what it is, Otherwise, you would just end every stream in tears, like, half the time. You would just be like, wow, I really am the worst. You just can't do that. And, it's not going to happen.
Okay, we got time for one more question, folks. Make it a doozy. I really want to get some. Anybody? Okay, here we go. This is the last one, buddy. Make it good.
I will try. Since I discovered Twitch, I won a dozen of tournaments. So my question now is, where is the edge of winning? Because there's a lot of information spread. Like, who's got the edge now to win poker tournaments?
I mean, in poker, information is more global than it ever has been. It is as easy to get good as it's ever been. But at the end of the day, it's really hard. You still have to study. You still have to really, really work on your game. These guys are putting all the information out there. It's different just watching your Twitch stream passively, taking that information, making notes, going through your hands, looking through your database. I mean, the information is there. It just takes it takes a lot of dedication. There's still massive edges. People contact up, Kevin, are you afraid that, people are going to get too good? You're putting this information out there. You're making the game harder. But it's still, you just got to do it. And a lot of people are just lazy. So poker tournament, there will be an edge in poker for a very long time, no matter how much we stream.
Actually, just to that point, when people first started writing poker books, the old school poker players flipped out. They said, what the hell, you're putting all this information into books where people can read them. Poker managed to survive that somehow.
Yeah, but it brings people into the game. It's crazy to think about, but when I started playing No Limit Hold'em, there wasn't a No Limit Hold'em poker book really besides Super System. And I'm not that old, I'm 29, right? So when I started in the Moneymaker era, there was no, even poker book. And since then, there have been the explosion of training sites, and now Twitch, which I feel like is the best way to learn. You can tune into Twitch and watch ElkY and ask him questions and say, wow, it's an amazing learning tool. So despite there being so many ways to learn, I think it's going to come down to hard work. If you really want it, if you want it badly enough, you put the time in, I think you'll be able to win at poker for a decent amount of time.
I would echo in that I think it is a massive win for poker as opposed to the few people that are getting better. I think the way to grow the game of poker is not to keep quiet about it. It seems like when you read on the internet, a lot of professional players or regular players, they want to be like, oh, everyone keep it hush-hush, but then no one comes to the game, right? So I think all of us have taken the opposite approach of putting the game out there, putting some information out there, some depth to the game that makes it interesting, that people can latch onto, and I think that's a big benefit as opposed to a detractor. And I'd echo in saying that there's still things being learned out. We haven't solved this game. We're nowhere close. So the best are figuring it out, and it's trickling down the economy over time. So I'm just now learning what the end bosses learned 5 years ago, and I'm going to keep trying to climb that ladder.
So the bottom line is that poker is not dead yet.
Not dead yet, nope. But I think one of the important things to point out is it's a little naive to think that the level of a game will always be the same and never evolve. Everything evolves, right? If we didn't evolve, we would still be using sticks and stones or whatever it is those cavemen used, right? Like poker, with time, you gotta expect your opponents to get better. Otherwise, everyone would still be limping aces throughout every position. It's your strategy in 1992 or whatever. 2003, yeah. 2006, you know? So, you know, like, we have to understand everyone should get better. If you're, yeah, maybe this guy is not very good, but do you really expect him to play the exact same way for 10 years straight? Probably not, right? So he's going to improve, but you know what? You're going to improve too. And it's just a matter of who improves a little bit faster. And in the end, poker is about playing your opponents. You know, I'm playing a tournament, but I might not be at the same table as all these guys, right? I might have a table with a lot less professional players, and I just have to be better than my opponent. I don't need to be better than every single person that's actually in that tournament. So you should think about that, right?
Yeah, I think they're right. Like, poker is such a beautiful game also because it's like constantly evolving, and like the key thing is to adapt to your opponent, you know. So it's motivating when everybody's getting better and you have to get better with them in order to beat them. And also I think, like, as Jason said, you know, when we started there were no books, and we eventually got good anyway. So I think, like, if people are really like interested into getting good at poker, they're gonna find a way to like get the content somewhere, you know. And nowadays there's already so much information and content everywhere that like a little bit extra strength is not gonna make a difference, right? If people wanna learn and wanna be motivated to be good at poker, they're gonna become good anyways. So it's much better to like help everyone out than just like trying to withhold the information, I believe.
Amen. Amen. Books didn't kill it. Training sites didn't kill it. Twitch isn't going to kill it. It's all good. All right, folks. This has been an awesome session. Really, one of the best we've had in a few years. And I think, obviously, we can just put that all down to those five guys. So please, big round of applause. Jason Somerville, Kevin Martin, Jamie Staples, Randy Nananoko Liu, and Bertrand ElkY Grospellier. Thanks very much, folks. We'll be back tomorrow. Everybody have a good day out there.